Picture the last time you skipped a meal. Not for days, just once. One afternoon where lunch didn't happen and dinner ran late. You got irritable. You got foggy. Your hands maybe went a little shaky, and somewhere in the back of your skull a voice started demanding food with an urgency that felt almost non-negotiable. Now hold that feeling, and understand that for nearly the entire span of human existence, that feeling wasn't an inconvenience you scheduled around. It was Tuesday. It was the baseline. It was the ordinary weather of being alive. So here's the question. Almost nobody stops to ask. Why weren't ancient humans fat? We know they weren't. Look at any skeleton, any cave painting, any preserved body pulled from a bog or a glacier, and you will not find the soft, rounded silhouette that is completely normal on a modern street today. And the easy answer, the one you've probably already assumed, is that they simply didn't have enough food. They were starving. They were lean because they were desperate. That answer is technically true and almost completely misleading at the same time. Because here's the thing. Being fat is not a moral failure, and it was never simply a matter of willpower. Your body fat is a storage system, an ancient, brilliant, ruthlessly efficient battery that evolved for one purpose, to carry energy across the gaps between meals. Fat is survival insurance written into your cells, which means the real question isn't why ancient humans didn't get fat. The real question is why your body is so astonishingly good at getting fat now, and why theirs almost never got the chance. Start with the biology, because the biology is the whole story. Every gram of fat you carry represents roughly 9 calories of stored energy, more than twice what the same weight of carbohydrate or protein holds. For an ancient human, this was the difference between living and dying through a bad winter, a failed hunt, a season when the herds moved and the berries didn't come. Your ancestors who stored fat efficiently survived the lean months. The ones who didn't, disappeared. So the genes that build fat well were selected for, relentlessly, over hundreds of thousands of years. You are the descendant of the world's best fat storers. Storage only matters when there's a surplus to store. And for ancient humans, a surplus almost never arrived. Their food was unpredictable, seasonal, and physically expensive to obtain. You didn't open a container. You tracked, dug, climbed, chased, and sometimes came home with nothing at all. Every calorie eaten had already cost a fraction of itself just to acquire. And the food itself was the opposite of what fills a modern shelf. Lean wild meat, fibrous roots, tough plants, the occasional windfall of honey or fruit that vanished within weeks. Nothing concentrated, nothing engineered to be eaten endlessly. Now layer in the movement. An ancient human didn't exercise. Exercise is a modern concept invented for bodies that no longer move by default. They simply lived, and living meant walking. Studies of modern hunter-gatherer groups like the Hadza of Tanzania suggest they cover distances every single day that would exhaust most people reading this. And yet, and this is the part that surprises everyone, their total daily energy burn isn't dramatically higher than yours. Their bodies adapted, budgeting energy with a precision your sedentary metabolism never had to learn. They stayed lean not because they burned enormously more, but because they were never once handed a surplus to bank. And this is where the whole picture flips into something uncomfortable. The lean ancient body wasn't the product of discipline. It was the product of scarcity doing the discipline for them. There was no temptation to resist because temptation, in the modern sense, did not exist. There was no cabinet to raid at midnight. No sugar refined to a purity that never appears in nature. No engineered combination of fat, salt, and sweetness designed in a laboratory specifically to override the very fullness signals your brain evolved to trust. The ancient human's willpower was never tested, because nothing on Earth was yet trying to defeat it. But consider what actually changed. Your genes did not. The body you walk around in today is, in almost every meaningful respect, the same body that crossed Ice Age plains and rationed itself through starving winters. It still hoards fat like famine is coming next month. It still craves sugar and fat as if they were rare treasures worth risking your life for. Because for your ancestors they were. The environment changed. The abundance changed. The machinery inside you did not. The genes remember a world of scarcity even when the shelves are full. This is the reframe worth holding on to. Ancient humans weren't lean because they were better than you. They were lean because they lived inside a set of conditions that made storing fat almost impossible. You live inside a set of conditions that make it almost inevitable. The very traits that once kept your ancestors alive, the efficiency, the hoarding, the hunger, are the same traits that trouble you now. Not because they failed, but because they succeeded so completely that the world of scarcity they were built for finally disappeared. So the next time you feel that pull toward food you don't need, understand that you are not weak. You are ancient. You are carrying a body that spent 1,000,000 years learning to survive, dropped into a world it was never designed to face. And that quiet tension between the body you have and the world you live in is, in the end, one of the most human experiences there is. If you want to keep uncovering the strange, hidden truths about the people who came before us, subscribe to The First People and tell me in the comments what you want explained next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.